Brandon Johnson made it to the prom, but it wasn't easy. Brandon's trip to the prom started about a year ago. It started as an ordinary workday on a ranch south of Saratoga, where he branded cattle. He and friends ended the day with a party and some beer. About midnight, Brandon left the party to drive to town.
My friend Hillary took my keys. But then when she wasn't looking, I grabbed them. I didn't remember, but my friends told me that I was really drunk that night and was coming to town. And I fell asleep and wrecked my car.
2 miles from town, he fell asleep and veered off the road, overcorrected, and rolled his car 3 times. Trooper Bob Garner found Brandon face down in the sagebrush.
He lost control of the vehicle and it reached a broadside skid towards the road. When the tires dig in, that's what causes the car to roll over. On one of those rolls, he came out of the driver's side window, I believe, and was pitched up and over in an arc, just like a basketball, and came head first into the ground. We actually found a divot in the earth where his head had hit. It was a perfectly round shape of his head. And as he hit, the car followed right behind him and rolled right over top of him.
Trooper Steve Huntley also worked the crash. In fact, he is a friend of Brandon's, actually a bit of a father figure. His son Nathan and Brandon are best friends.
Brandon was not seat belted in the car, and he was, due to the G-forces when he had the crash, it slammed him into this door. If you look at this door, it's bent in a U shape here. You can see where Brandon's body hit this door, knocked the door open, and it threw him out. And then the car continued to roll across the highway and down through the borrow pit for a total of 3 times. It came to rest on its wheels, just like it's sitting here now. Had Brandon been buckled up, there's plenty of room inside the driver's compartment here for him to survive without serious injury.
Brandon was fighting for his life. He had stopped breathing and was at first thought to be dead. It took the 2 heroic troopers Garner and Huntley to save his life.
Brandon started to cough, and at that point, the orange frothy lung blood started bubbling out of both of Brandon's nostrils, and I knew at that point Brandon was in very serious trouble.
Brandon was resuscitated and transported by ambulance to a Saratoga clinic, then to Rollins, and finally by Flight for Life helicopter to Casper. After he was removed from the critical list, he was taken to Children's Hospital in Denver, where he spent the next 7 months in rehabilitation. Because he'd been drinking and didn't buckle up, Brandon's life today has completely changed. He has some arm movement, but is otherwise paralyzed from the chest down. Yvonne Johnson is Brandon's mother.
Every day is a struggle. He depends on everyone who's around him to help him. He can't dress himself, can hardly feed himself, but then he's so fatigued that he needs assistance again.
At Children's Hospital, Brandon's weight dropped from 160 pounds to a frail 118 during his 5 surgeries.
There was a couple times I wish I would have not been here, going into surgery, but I'm glad I'm still here.
After the hospital stay, he went back to Saratoga, but had to spend several months in a nursing home while the family home was remodeled to accommodate Brandon and his wheelchair.
It sucks living in a nursing home because there's no one my age, and I just want to go home.
After getting settled into the nursing home, Brandon was able to return to school half days. But even there, among friends, he faced many challenges. He is far behind his classmates and needs full-time help from a student aide, Margaret Dahlke.
Well, I think the biggest difference is the fact that I'm here. You know, every kid doesn't have an aide follow them around and go to class with them. He can't go about and do what he wants to do without me knowing where he's at or what he's doing, and I think that that's a very big difference. He doesn't go to school all day right now. He socializes with the kids. I think probably like he did before, with the exception of the chair and me hovering somewhere nearby.
Not only does he have to contend with total dependency, he also has to accept being different from the way he was before the crash. Jessica Glenn is one of Brandon's classmates.
I couldn't believe it. The fun, exciting, hyper Brandon that we all knew and loved turned into this person that, I mean, you don't ever know how to act or talk to him because he just looks so helpless. And it just, I mean, for the first 3 times I saw him, I just wanted to cry because it's just, you just can't believe it.
While his friends are jumping into their cars to go to lunch, Brandon's half day at school ends at noon. A bus for the handicapped picks him up and takes him back to the nursing home. His friends are on the fast track. He is in the slow lane. It is a lonely ride for Brandon.
Seeing the kids get in their cars and going to lunch is hard because last year I did that. Now I can't. I have to get on a school bus and come back to the stinky nursing home. Put your hand on it when you go down.
Brandon, you need to drink.
Brandon is still learning to cope with the mental anguish and frustration that resulted from his poor choices. He made the choices to drink and drive and to not wear his seatbelt. He's now committed to teaching others. It's helped him heal and has become his purpose in life. It's already made a difference. Jessica Glenn is now a seatbelt survivor because of Brandon. After seeing him in his wheelchair, she started buckling up. Recently, she rolled her father's pickup, but because she was buckled up, she survived. In fact, she made it to her classes at Saratoga High School that same day.
After I saw Brandon and realized that it could, you know, help me or even save my family grief, I decided to wear it. And because of Brandon and making me realize the importance of seatbelt, it saved my life.
I think some people see Brandon because of the cameras as a hero, but he's not. He's just a kid who made a mistake, the same mistake that lots of kids make, but he got caught and has paid the ultimate price for it. So don't think that it can't happen to you, because it can.
Brandon has helped Jessica Glenn make the right choices. It's too bad he didn't make them for himself. Before his crash, he could make his own choices. He could get up or stay in bed. He could go to work or to school or to play. He could walk to a friend's house. He could run. Today, he's all out of choices. While getting ready for the prom is something most students look forward to, for Brandon, it wasn't really like that.
Prom sucked because I just wanted to get out and dance like I did before.
There are no excuses. Buckle up and don't drink and drive.
In English class, the teacher's always talking about the road less traveled by and how it made all the difference. One night I took a road less traveled by. I was driving and fell asleep. My car went off the well-traveled road and rolled. I was ejected because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. And you know, going down that less traveled road has made all the difference. It's my prom night. I have a cool tux and a great date. I just wish I could dance. You see, the night I crashed my car, I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, and this thing just doesn't have the moves that I used to have. The night I rolled my car, I made a poor choice. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. Now I don't have to worry about buckling up. Someone else does it for me.
There you go, Brandon.
Thanks, Sue.